Gym time? Yeah. Podcast time? Definitely. Time to work those confidence muscles.
Okay, bet. The Davis Knight Show, yeah! Hey guys, it's me, Davis Knight. Welcome back to episode 147 of The Davis Knight Show. I am hosting a challenge. If you are on Spotify or YouTube, leave a comment on today's episode, sharing a time/moment where just a little bit of confidence changed your mindset on a situation. The winner will receive a prize, a special The Davis Knight Show hat, which there will ever only be one of. Let's see who wins the prize, as you will have until next week to enter. With that being said, let's get into our USU. Throughout our life, we are constantly being pressured and influenced by other people. Pressure to fit in, pressure to act cool, pressure to say the right thing, wear the right thing, be funny enough, be good enough, and be popular enough. And after a while, something happens. We stop asking, what do I believe? And start asking, what will everyone else think? That's called pressure to perform. And here's the truth. If you spend your whole life standing in the middle of the crowd, you may never discover who you really are. Real confidence is not doing what everyone else is doing. It's having the courage to think for yourself, to stand firm, and to stay true to your values even when it's unpopular. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the patterns of this world." I like this verse because confidence is not about following noise. It's about knowing who you are, not who the world is, because that is what confident people do. Here is a quote as well. The man who follows the crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. Quote by Albert Einstein. Think about that. If you only follow, you may never discover what makes you, you. You could have enormous potential and not be using any of it because you are trying to be like everyone else. People who be themselves actually turn out the happiest and best of the bunch. On the flip side is, care about what other people think and you will always be their prisoner. Quote by Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. And this quote breaks the ice on something very true. You are not free if you are literally trying to be controlled by other people. Because when you think about it, when you follow the crowd, you're no longer controlling yourself. You're letting the crowd control you. So here's the challenge for this week. Don't just follow the crowd. Lead yourself first, because sometimes the strongest move you can make is standing apart from the crowd and being yourself. In fact, following the crowd is something I try to avoid every single day, and I encourage you to do the same. Anyways, now it's time for something more fun. This week's trivia questions. Let's see how many of them you can get correct. Question 1 is Florida themed. What two towns in Florida does Disney own? A. Kingdom and Celebration, Florida. B. Bay Lake and Lake Buena Vista, Florida. C. South Kissimmee and Bay Lake, Florida. Or D. Bay Lake and Celebration, Florida. I'm going to give you a minute to think. Okay. The correct answer is B. Bay Lake and Lake Buena Vista is owned by Disney, and many Disney World employees live at the location, and it's the true home of most of their parks, often bordering Celebration. Question 2 is U.S. history themed. Besides President Trump, what was the only other president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms, aka 2 terms not in a row? A. Zachary Taylor. B. Andrew Jackson. C. Grover Cleveland. Or D. James Garfield. I'm going to give you a minute to think. Okay, the correct answer is C. Grover Cleveland won the 1885 election, lost the election in 1889 to Benjamin Harrison, before in 1893 winning the election again. It is very rare that this happens. Question 3 is gaming themed. What Fortnite game mode allows you to automatically come back to life if another one of your teammates is still alive? A. Fortnite Auto Reboot. B. Fortnite Reload. C. Fortnite Revive. Or D. Fortnite Reboot. I'm going to give you a minute to think. Okay, the correct answer is B. Fortnite Reload, which is a fast game where at the start, instead of needing a reboot card, you automatically come back to life. and drop from the sky after a few seconds of wait time. However, during the final stages of the game, you are no longer able to do this. As always, the last team with at least one player standing wins. Question 4 is tech-themed. What programming language is the main language used to make Windows PCs? A. Python, B. Java, C. Or D. C++. I'm going to give you a minute to think. Okay, the correct answer is C. Most Windows computers are programmed in the language C. Question 5 is sports-themed. When did the American Basketball Association officially recognize the three-point line in basketball? A. 1972, B. 1967, C. 2001, or D. 1983. I'm going to give you a minute to think. Okay, the correct answer is B. In 1967, the three-point line was officially recognized by the American Basketball Association, who popularized it before the NBA finally adopted it in 1979, over a decade later. Even crazier than that, the NCAA took 6 more years before they recognized it. Now it is time for What in the World?, where we discuss all things news. If you haven't already heard, a Blue Origin rocket exploded at the launch pad. The explosion did not hurt anyone. However, it did destroy a lot of the launch pad and some stuff surrounding it. Oh, and by the way, the giant New Glenn rocket is completely destroyed. That one was a close call, and I am glad no one was on board or something like that. They are currently investigating it further to find the root cause. Next, according to a NASA study, some lightning bolts on Jupiter can be up to 100 times more powerful than Earth's strongest lightnings. Imagine a thunderstorm so intense it would make our biggest hurricanes look like they're under control. In some more sciencey news, scientists demonstrated a prototype of a quantum battery that can fully charge almost any small device in a fraction of a second. It's so powerful, it's dangerous. Next, the United States government wants to cut ties with AIs from other countries. And to be honest, I highly agree with this because it gives other people backdoors and opportunities to find out about us and do things behind our back. In fact, one of the most common countries where AI is based in is none other than China, who is our enemy. Now time for the fun stuff. Are you ready to smile? Drum roll, please. Joke of the week. Why did the influencer give a 1-star rating to the restaurant on the moon? Any guesses? He said the food was great, but there was no atmosphere. Ha ha, get it? Atmosphere? Fun fact, atmosphere is the most common reason people go out to eat. The good vibes, basically. Now time for the tech tip. Do you ever on iPhone have that one site you have to visit with so many ads and you just want them all gone? Well, Safari contains a feature on new iPhones called Hide Distracting Items. First, tap the menu button next to search and tap Hide Distracting Items. From there, you can choose what you want to hide and the AI will hide it for you. It's quick and easy. And also, consider getting a trusted ad blocker if ads get too pesky. Just a reminder to please donate to the Davis Knight Show in my Be a Mind Leader campaign with Advent Health. To donate, please go to www.thedavisknightshow.com, and then under the About Us section, you will see the link to donate. And if you can't donate, please remember to rate and review my podcast, as that helps out a lot. Okay, that's it. Thanks for listening to the Davis Knight Show. Don't follow the crowd and have an amazing day. And make sure to smile. Bye, everyone.